Hello everybody, welcome to Maths problem solving sessions online. In this video, we'll be trying out the exercise 1.1 from the OCR additional maths book, and we are doing simplifying the algebraic fractions. So what I did here is I have taken the whole exercise and put a copy of it so that we get to see the questions. So if you look at these expressions that are there, there is a mix. So obviously the first questions are quite easy. Like you see this one, the one I'm circling is easier than say an expression in question 5. Say these ones, if you're looking at these ones, they look to be more daunting, so but if we follow the steps, the steps would be to first look out for common terms and cancel out um, the ones that are common in both the numerator and the denominator, and then look at factorization and then do the cancellation, and then finally you end up with a simplified expression. So sometimes you may not be able to see the factor straight away, so we have to break down the numbers or the the variables so that we get to common terms. So I will pick one or two questions from here. I have solved all the questions here, but I will not solve them while in the video. I've done it beforehand because otherwise the video would be too long and I'd not be able to upload it. So that's how I thought it would help. But if you have any questions or it doesn't help, or you need more examples to be done and so on, do send an email or do leave a comment and I will get back. So let's continue. So the next one I picked up these three questions to do. So the first one, this is very simple really. So all we have to do is a and a square, we get an a, and b square, we get a b and a. So we are left with 2a on b, and this is our answer. But now look at this expression, 3x squared minus 9, and then x plus 2, and then we have a division here. So when we have a division, we have to convert it into a multiplication. And then we have this expression, x squared minus 6x plus 9, x squared plus x minus 2. There seems to be nothing common in any of the four expressions. However, when we will try and factorize this, and we will try and factorize this, both x squared minus 6x plus 9 and x squared plus x minus 2 will try and factorize. This expression, 3x squared minus 9, if you look at this expression, see, it would be nice if you could put it in a a plus b times a minus b format, but I don't think that is possible because 3 is not a square, and if you bring the 3 out, you're left with x squared minus 3, and this would bring in the square roots, which is not desired here. So this we cannot break it down any further. All we can do is say 3 out and x squared minus 3. So if I try and do this question and see how we go about doing the factorizing. So I will write first, I have to remove the division first. It's 3x squared minus 9 divided by x plus 2. This multiplied and the denominator goes up, and then x squared minus 6x plus 9. And then if I look at x squared plus x minus 2, so if I try and factorize that first, x squared plus x minus 2. So I can write it as x squared plus 2x minus x minus 2. So this x I've broken down to 2x minus x. To get common terms, so I get x out, x plus 2, minus 1 out, x plus 2. So that equals x plus 2 times x minus 1. So that's the factorization done. Now let me look at, so I have a common term here. So common term is x plus 2, and there's also an x plus 2 here. So we can do the cancellation. Okay, so but before doing the cancellation, I want to factorize the other term. So that one looks straightforward. How y x squared minus 6x plus 9. So 6 you can write it as 3 times 2, and 9 is 3 square. So I can write this as x squared minus 2 dot 3x plus 3 square. So that equals x minus 3 whole square. Okay, so what to rewrite this expression, we write 3 times x squared minus 3 divided by x plus 2 times x plus 2 times x minus 1, and the whole thing divided by x minus 3 whole square. So we can cancel out this and this term, but that's it. We can't go any further. So this becomes 3 times x squared minus 3 times x minus 1 by x minus 3 whole square, and that is the answer. Okay, so the other question, the third one, so this is very different now. Here we cannot factorize these terms at all. So how do we do these questions? So what we do is we treat it like a subtracting two different fractions. How would I do that? So that's exactly how I would do this. So we do 4 times 2p plus 1 minus 3 times p minus 2, and the whole thing p minus 2 times 2p plus 1, because you cannot factorize this or this anymore. 4 and 3 on their own cannot be factorized. So then that equals 2. So open the brackets here and here. You get 8p plus 4 minus 3p minus plus 6. Okay, times, not times, sorry, divided by p minus 2 times 2p plus 1. So we get now 8 and 3, 5p plus 10, p minus 2, 2p plus 1. Okay, and now you can bring 5 out, so 5 outside. It gets 5 plus 2, and the whole thing divided by p minus 2 and 2p plus 1. Okay, so that is the answer to this question. So as you can see, you cannot, this is as far as you can go. There we couldn't find any common terms. There's a p plus 2 and this is p minus 2 at the denominator, so there's no cancellation. So it's not like whenever you're asked to simplify a question, you can always do a cancellation and you will always find common terms. It doesn't really, it may not work that way. So hopefully this gives you a better idea. Now I will continue to show you how I've done the other question, all of them. So this is what I did with these ones. Next we have question 2. So again you can see how I was trying to find a common term. So for example, so this 4x plus 12 So we bring out the 4 and we get common terms, and this. Then for this again, factorize this expression, a square minus a. So there's 6. So 6, think of the factors of 6, 3 and 2, and then we get it. We do the factorization, cancellation, answer. Again, x square minus y square using the formulas. Okay, and answer. And again, this one we cannot break down much other than bringing 2p out. So we got a common term, cancellation, answer. We go is, yeah, so that's simple enough. Then this one, xy minus y square. So we can bring y out from here, and that's what we do here. So, and then y becomes a common term. X minus y gets cancelled, you're left with x. The next question, x square minus 4x plus 4. This term can be factorized, and that's what we do. We're left, it's quite a big one, and finally we end up with this. So that is very similar. We could continue to do the look for common terms, and then we have got this, which we can see we can factorize. Okay, bring the 4 out, and then finally we get our answer, simplified expression. Then so this one, so if you need more time to go through these questions, or you may find they are easy enough, it depends, so you can pause the video and spend more time with it, or just let it run. So then we have this, I've done. Then it is number 6 here. It's a bit different here. Here the question is being, it doesn't involve much simplification, so to say. It's just like adding and subtracting two fractions. So that's what I did here. It's quite same here, but you might have some common terms. No, we didn't, did we? No, we didn't get. Yeah, we did get some common terms, you know. Here we got a and a square, so I got a common term here. A, and then I broke out a square minus 1, so a plus 1, a minus 1. Okay, so here we go, question 7. This is again, so these terms are like, you know, yeah. So it's treating like adding them like you would add a fraction. And then again, opening the brackets, and then you get to group the terms together, and you get your answer. Okay, so number 8 you would see is, yep, so the same way, right? And finally to number 9, and here we have one simplification, and they've asked us to solve. So this is not, this is number 2, sorry, not 3. So here they want us to solve for x, so we just do is take them on the other, put them on the other side of 0, and we solve for x. So that completes these questions. So there's one remaining. It's asking what is the difference between simplifying algebraic fractions and solving an equations involving algebraic fractions. So I think the answer lies within the question itself. The word solving and simplifying is different. Simplifying is you're making the expression look simple, you know, it's reduced to its lowest term, so to say. And when you do the solving, you're actually finding the value of the variable. So if you have an x or a y, or you know, or z, or you have to solve for that, so you have to find out what x, y are. But when you are simplifying it, you don't really have to find the answer, because you cannot find, it has to be an equation, it has to equate to something, so there has to be an equal. So in a simplifying, when you are just simplifying an expression, it's just an expression, you're not really saying that, a plus b whole square equals 5, and then a minus b whole square equals 6 or something, and then you solve for a and b. You're not saying that. All you're saying is simplify this expression. You have something a plus b whole square, or a square plus 2ab plus b square. So you have to simplify. So that is the broad sort of answer. You can answer it any way you want to, but I think it essentially that's what it means. And the book has an answer written as well, so if you have the book, you can look at the answer. So I think that's it for now, and if you have any questions, do send me an email, or if you want to join my problem solving sessions, you want to work with me, you can send me an email. Thank you for your time. Bye.